This version of the Panasonic ERC3, the ES-RM3B, it's kind of off the beaten track when it comes to electric shavers. I found it's a slightly peculiar, super slim and minimalistic electric shaver, but it has proven to be more efficient and better than what I expected it to be. There are some however's though. In this video I'll quickly cover the costs, I'll run through the pros and the cons of the features of how I see them. I shall also do a demo shave. I've shaved this previously before, however I'll do a demo shave so you guys can see how it's performing. Then I'll round it up with some feedback and hopefully at the end of it you get some idea if this shave is going to suit you at all or not. I've been using this version of the ERC3 for around about a month now, and I've shaved on various lengths of growth. I've shaved daily consecutively for a few days. I've shaved on 2 days of growth, and I've also shaved on 3 days of growth. Shaving daily and every 2 days seems about best for this shaver. 3 days and above 3 days is kind of okay, but above 3 days this shaver seems to struggle somewhat. I did actually wonder who is this shaver geared towards, because it's peculiar shape and very slim fit. However, I took a look at the documentation and Panasonic states that it's designed for young adults who want an affordable, compact and stylish grooming tool. So after I found that, I thought, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Younger guys and wanting something that looks a little bit modern and different from the standard electric shavers. So yeah, that's what Panasonic says about it. Availability outside the US for this at the moment seems a bit scarce or kind of limited. Now I'm not sure when this was released, and it looks like it's possibly 2024. So whether it's a shave that has not been very successful, so they've not rolled it out worldwide or rolled it out in many countries, or it could be that it's going to roll out more to more countries in the future. Who knows? I guess Panasonic does. So about cost, so it's a very budget friendly shave, and I purchased it just over a month or so ago, and it was around about $60, and then now when I checked out the price it's around about $40, $35 and $40. So yeah, it's a very affordable, budget friendly shaver. We also have to consider the costs of replacement files plus the replacement blades. Now with Panasonic they're always separate units. The blades and the cassette is a separate unit, and the cassette, the file section, has to be replaced approximately once every 12 months, and then the blades have to be replaced approximately every 24 months, every 2 years. And the cost of these is around just over $20 for each component. You can also purchase these as a set together and kind of get a slightly reduced price for them. So about features and design, yeah, very peculiar design, isn't it? It's extremely thin, slim should I say, and this is kind of just straight. There's no rubberized section on here, say like a Braun Series 5 where we've got all the rubberized section on the back and most other electric shavers, and there's nothing really ergonomically friendly about it. The head also does not have any movement at all, so this does not move back and forth like many other electric shavers. And I'll take a look at one here. Okay, Panasonic ARC, Panasonic ERC3. If we unlock the head, you see this had some sort of head movement, which is good for shaving along various contours, where this ERC3 basic shaver doesn't have that. We get 3 shaving elements. We get 2 outer files, one at the top, one at the bottom, that do the main shaving. Then also within the centre we have an extra cutter, which is for trimming longer hairs, flat lying hairs, or just tricky to pick up hairs that the file shavers will not pick up. These shaving elements, they all flex independently. So this is good when we're shaving along the various contours and keeping good skin contact. It's a good job that it has that, because of not having any sort of head flex movement. Now these shaving elements are quite slim compared to many other shavers. If we let's not use the Panasonic, because most Panasonics do have these slim line files. Let's use the Braun Series 5. If we take a look at the Braun Series 5, you'll see that the shaving elements on that it's a lot wider. Now there's pros and cons for that. The pros of that, as proven with me shaving, is it's very good for this slim line design is very good for shaving underneath the nose area, and also trimming in the sideburns. So trimming in the sideburns, it kind of can cut them in nicely, because this area is smaller, whereas a larger area like that is going to shave larger areas quicker, and that'll be the benefit to having a large one. Slimmer one for going around nooks and crannies or tricky areas. So cassette removal, when we need to remove the cassette for cleaning or for replacement, there's a button on the side of the shaver head, the button on the left hand side, and then that just pops off the top cap of it. That's easy enough. However, when you put it back on, I had to suss it out that it's best to put this on with the right hand side first, where it doesn't have the button, and then push down on the left hand side, it'll clip into place, because I did have a few instances where I was putting a top cap on and And you can see here, I'm kind of struggling to put it on. But that time I didn't, because that end went first. So if I go that end first, then it slips on. But when you try and do that, it can struggle somewhat. But that design is okay. I mean, I kind of would prefer, or I do prefer, the designs where that button is a little bit bigger. So let's say like on the Braun Series 9 Pro, this has some nice larger push buttons at the side that makes it much easier to clip off and clip on. However, this is very basic design and minimalistic, so it's kind of meant to be that way, and it's a much cheaper shaver. One thing I found peculiar, it has no sort of built-in trimmer or attached trimmer. So there's a built-in trimmer on the Braun Series 9 Pro. An attached trimmer, I don't have an attached trimmer here, but something like the Braun will have an attached trimmer where you take the top cap off and we put a trim on there. This doesn't have one at all, which I found quite peculiar. However, as I'd mentioned with the blades, because these blades are slimline, and I'll show you in the shaving demo, it kind of cuts in the sideburns pretty well. So yeah, that's another minimalistic part of this shaver. Something some guys might find useful is that this charges up through a USB cord that they get a USB cord with it. However, you don't get an adapter. But if some people will find a USB-C cord useful. And at the bottom of the shaver, there's like there's a rubber section that we open up, if I can open it up. Yeah, there we go, I can open it up. There's a little small rubber section that reveals the charging port, so we just plug it into there. It also has a travel lock, so we press the power on and press it off. Press the power on, press it off, then hold the button for a couple of seconds. That'll put the travel lock on. So then to deactivate, we just hold the button a couple of seconds again, and that would deactivate it. Useful little feature. So that's about the main features covered. We get around about an hour's run time from it. No, 50 minutes run time from it. It takes about an hour to fully charge. I actually recharged it a couple of days ago, and it took extremely close to 60 minutes. I'm sure it was like 61 minutes or something like that. So yeah, very, very accurate. And I'd say I get up to around about an hour's shaving time out of it. Not without clock watching it, I'd say around about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And the LED indicator lights are all pretty simple, as we'd expect, sort of basic, where we'll get a light that will be flashing once the battery needs to be recharged, and when we plug it in to charge it up, it will show us that it's charging, and it will switch off once it's fully charged. Very simple and basic, but as expected with a shaver of this price. As with most electric shavers these days, we can shave wet and dry. But I did try shaving wet with traditional shaving cream whipped up into a lather, and yeah, it was okay and I can use it. However, I'm not a fan of wet shaving with electric shavers, so I didn't find any much extra comfort or a closer shave, or no extra benefit. But if you're a person that likes to wet shave electric shavers, then you can do that. And as a shaver's waterproof, it's easy to clean up, and we can run it under a running water tap under a tap. And all we need to do, what I usually do, is I will pop the top cap off, give it a good blow out and brush out the file section and the blade section. Then I stick a blob of antibacterial soap in between the blades and the file section, put a few drops of water on there, let it run for 10 seconds, and then I rinse it out under the warm water tap, and that gets it nice and clean. Give it a shake after, a little bit of a shake. Leave the blade, the cassette off for a couple of hours so, and let it dry out, and it usually comes out looking and smelling nice and fresh. You need to give it a deeper clean, or you're going to be replacing the blades and the cassette. This all comes apart. As you can take, as I was showing you, can take the top cap off easily enough. If I can put it on the right way. There we go. The top cap comes off easy enough. Now these blades, the file section also can be prized out like so, and then the blades, when these need to be replaced, they can also be they also come up off the top section easily enough, and are easy enough to put back on. But that all comes apart nicely, so we can give it a good deep clean if needed as well. So about sound, it's not that loud really. It's a little bit loud because most file shavers are, but let's put it next to a Braun Series 5. Brauns are generally the most loudest shavers, or one of the loudest shavers. So here's the Panasonic ES-RM3B ARC, and there's the Braun. Yeah, the ES-RM3s are much quieter, isn't it, compared to the Braun Series 5. Now, something that some guys have asked, a couple of guys that have asked me, is about debris with shavers. You know, debris where it gets collected. Now, with this, the head section or the cassette section collects most of the debris. It's very good. It's very good for that, and it's more similar to what a rotary style shaver is like. A Prestige, Philips Prestige. because the top cap and that has a nice collection shaving for collecting hairs and debris, whereas some shavers like the Braun Series 5, 6 and 7 that doesn't collect debris very well. But yeah, the Panasonic ES-RM3B is pretty good with that. Okay, so let's grab oneself a mirror and get a shave on. Right, so on my third day of growth here, this is about the limit that I like to do with an electric shaver, 3 days of growth, otherwise I'm going to take a trimmer to it. So in a demo shave, what we're looking for is how it stays close to the contours of the face, going over the chin area, jaw area, and how the blades or the shaving elements maintain skin contact. We'll see how it shaves underneath the nose area, around the mouth area, and the sideburns. I'll share how comfortable it is, and also of course the end result, how close the shave is. And we'll see if I have any stubborn patches, longer hairs that don't get picked up, and more importantly, if there is any stubborn patches, anything that's left over, that the shaver can pick it up afterwards. Okay, let's fire it up. As I said, this doesn't have a detailed trimmer that is built into it, or an attached one. So let's see how these can trim in the sideburns area. I don't know if you can see that, but it cuts them in quite nicely. Alright, there we go. So yeah, you can get away with not having a detailed trimmer, a built-in trimmer or an attached trimmer. Let's crack on with the rest of the shave. Even those that haven't any sort of flex head on it, because these blades flex somewhat, it kind of keeps contact with the jaw area and the chin area. Not too bad actually, yeah, that's okay. There we go, on the nose area, the moustache area, pretty good. And potentially quite good because of this the smaller blade area. Fairly comfortable and not too harsh shave. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, fairly close shave, reasonably comfortable, not too aggressive shave. Okay, we've got little patches here. When I put my finger on there, rub against the grain, there's a little patch there, there's little patches there, a couple of hairs there. Okay, let's go back over them patches and see if it clears it up. You'll see that I'm shaving that way, and that's because my hair on my neck grows down that way. So There it's very smooth. It's like it's clean shaven. But if I want it to be smooth going that way against the grain, I have to shave that way across the grain. Okay, that's cleared up. Okay, pretty good, yeah. Job done. Okay, so post shave, that's a decent shave. That is, it's extremely close. Actually, it's very close for what I'd expect from this shaver. Yeah, I had to go after I put down the video, the demo shave. I checked over again and went over some slight stubble patches when I put my fingers or rub my hand against the skin against the grain, but that is cleanable. One thing I did find though is I had one hair here that I didn't spot while I was doing a demo shave, and it was so difficult to remove that I ended up getting a razor and clipping it off. Now that could turn into an ingrown hair, which is not good. And I could, if I didn't have this razor, I wouldn't have been able to get rid of that. You know, look at it, I could spot it. And what the problem is not having the detail trimmer. The detail trimmer would be able to get rid of a long hair like that. It's not a major issue if you have one of them, but it's just making sure you spot it and able to get rid of it. So not having a detail trimmer on it, yeah, that doesn't help. But unfortunately, I've got a razor, so I got rid of it. In terms of irritation or soreness, there's a slight bit of very minute stinging feeling. It's got much less now. I've been using this for around about 3 weeks. It's slight stingy feeling, but that's because it's given a close shave. And when I put some balm on this, put some balm on my face, that'll just go away. I don't know if you can see this with the light at all, but there's kind of minimal debris that has fell down on my shirt. Very minimal. Most of it has been collected in this in the what's the name, the shave, the chamber, you know, all in that section. It's all been collected in there. It's not been shrapnel flying everywhere and landing on my shirt. So who do I think it's suited for, or recommendation? I'm not sure really. I guess just for somebody who can see it's on offer, like $35, $40 US, and you want to save some money and not spend too much and still be able to get a decent close shave, then maybe for you. However, there is also a ARC3 700 series which I'm going to be using soon. Now that is more like the other shavers, where it has a bigger body and kind of better ergonomics, and it might be that I'm going to have much more of a preference for that, because I'm not great about this slim line body. Although some of the younger guys with fine hair and like something that looks modern, you know, there's a good chance that they're going to like it. I guess it probably makes a decent travel shaver as well, because of this slim line, how small it is, and the slim fit there. It's easy to pack away, so maybe as a travel razor. So that's a wrap, guys. What I will be doing is I'll be ordering one of those Panasonic ES-RM3B ARC. That is the 700 series, because I've got a feeling that I'm going to prefer that one much more. However, you've got to think about with that shaver, it's it costs quite a bit more. I think that's around about 70 to 80 US dollars. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure that's the last price I've seen, but I'm going to get hold of one of them anyway. So yeah, for me, I think it's going to be a step up, especially in design wise. Now, if you'd like to stay up to date with the latest reviews that are coming out, do hit the subscribe button. You'll get a notification once the video is live. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.